This is why the Falcons should not hire Kevin Stefanski. Let's talk about it.
Ain't been tight, never known curfews. Sunday night quiet, I ain't even out my church shoes. I done been wide, premarital guessing perfumes. Psycho in a lot, they keep asking me who hurt you. Traded for diapers, ain't that some shit? You think buying beers and pacifiers made me a pacifist? There's a list of asses that I like to whip in this timeline.
Hey, what's up? Welcome to Sports Talk Football, where we talk the world of football. And today we are talking my Atlanta Falcons. Now, we're still looking for a head coach. We've been interviewing people left and right, defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, ex-head coach, and one big name that's off the list is John Harbaugh, which in my opinion, I knew that was going to happen. I didn't expect him to come to Atlanta. I think the Giants was a better fit for him. Just the brand of the Giants, I feel, was more appealing to him. He grew up in an era to where he seen the Giants be great with, the Lawrence Taylors, et cetera, Phil Simms and everything like that. So I thought that would be a better move for him. Now, for the Falcons, if you've seen any of my other videos, I talk about a guy who I think the Falcons should sign as head coach, which is Clint Kubiak. But there's been a lot of posts, talks, chatters, rumors about another guy who people say, oh, he could be in the top 2. He could be favored to be the head coach of Atlanta. And it's disappointing. Now, Kevin Stefanski, in my opinion, is not the right coach for Atlanta. I think he's not a terrible coach, but he's not the fit for Atlanta. Seeing how he operates as a head coach this past season, I tuned into more Browns games because just being honest with you, which I'm always do, I'm just being honest whether you like it or not. I tuned in more to see how the Shedeur Sanders situation was going to be handled and how he was going to play in the NFL, which a lot of people did. Haters, fans, they all chimed in just for that particular reason. And if I'm looking at that, what I want from my head coach is someone who can elevate players. Someone who, if he's an offensive-minded coach, you got to somehow help our quarterback grow. And I just didn't see that in him. And when I look at eye of talent, as a person that has an eye for talent. Now, people want to crap on Raheem Morris all you want to. I think that was a good pick in James Pierce Jr., Walker, Bowman, Xavier. That's an eye for talent. That's in one draft. Just saying. People want to talk trash about him. Look at his eye for talent. Him and the whole team they had together making those picks. Now, I know people are going to say, well, Kevin Stefanski didn't necessarily have a choice in, drafting Sanders and stuff like that. He didn't, probably not. But you wanted Dylan Gabriel, though. And we saw how Dylan Gabriel was. You didn't want Shedeur, but you wanted Dylan Gabriel. And we saw the difference on the field on Sunday, and we saw you was wrong. There's no way, nothing against Dylan Gabriel. I hope he has a great career. But there's no way that you can literally look at the two guys and be like, oh, yeah, he's better. No. Are both guys perfect? Nah. Both guys got stuff to work on? Yes. But I seen the energy with the whole entire team when Shedeur was the quarterback. I seen how it was. I seen how the players was more willing to put their bodies on the line, more willing to make those extra tackles and stuff like that. And, it looked different. The team looked different whenever Shedeur was there. Just saying. Was it the type of leader he is? I don't know. But just based off of talent, looking at the two guys, one looked like he's more of a 3 to 4 year project. The other one like he's more of a 2-year project, which is Shedeur. And I don't want that in my head coach. A person who can make to me, emotional decision in the aspect of like, well, hey, I know the owner wanted him, but I'm not going to start him. I'm going to put him third string. And even whenever they traded Joe Flacco, which I know they said he was upset about that, they traded him. They traded, what's his name? Pickley, what's his name? Whoever the other quarterback was, they traded him in training camp. He's gone. Another guy, and it leaves 2 quarterbacks. The question is asked. So is, Shedeur Sanders your backup quarterback now? Well, we're still reviewing things and, going over stuff. And I'm like, you can't even name him your number 2? He bring up a practice squad quarterback? That's making decisions off emotions. No matter if you wanted to draft him or not, he's on your team. That's one of your players. And as a head coach, you don't do stuff like that, in my opinion, if you're a leader. Because guess what? At the end of the day, all 53 players on that team, you didn't choose every single one of them. There are people who's there before you. And now guess what? The people who are there after you. And those decisions alone for me is like, come on, bro. And to see some of the play calling that was made during those last 3 to 4 games when the game was on the line, when it's supposed to matter the most, they could have won another at least 2 games if better decisions was made. And he even took blame for that. I know people who are saying whatever. He even took blame for that. Him himself have said, hey, that's my call. I made that call, whatever, about the 2-point conversion. Taking Shador out when he's red hot, whatever, and run some other play that just obviously did not work at all. Like, come on now. I just don't see him as a person. I think maybe go be an OC for a little bit longer, offensive coordinator somewhere. That may help you out. You know, people always say, want to bring, he was coach of the year twice. That's cool. But as we know in this world, as we know in the NFL and a lot of sports in general, this is a what have you done for me lately? And lately, let's say Cleveland Browns this year, 5-12. Last year, 3-14. Now, as a Falcon fan, we've gotten better the past 2 years. The people, again, they want to throw shade at Raheem Morris. At least he won 16 games in 2 seasons versus 8 games in 2 years. I know people gonna be like, he didn't get to do, he didn't this, making a lot of excuses. At the end of the day, you're the coach. At the end of the day, whatever guys that's in front of you, you get them ready. No matter if you pick them or not, it's your job to get them ready. You have a solid defense over there. A solid defense. You had a good running back this year. Once upon a time, you had Nick Chubb up there as well. You had plenty of opportunities to showcase, hey, I am a very good coach. He's a decent. I'm not saying he's terrible, but he's a decent coach. But decent is not what we need in the Atlanta Falcons organization. His years in Cleveland, he was 11-5 his first year. That's when he got the coach of the year. He had Baker at quarterback. The next year, 8-9. The next year, 7-10. The next year, again, coach of the year, 11-6. And in my opinion, if you're third in the AFC North, why is that a coach of the year candidate? You're third place in your own division. That's just my opinion. And of course, like I said, then after the 11-6, it was 3-for-14 and 5-for-12 for this year. Just saying. So 5 out of 2 is good. When did 5 out of 2 become great? Sorry, 2 out of 5. I replaced that. When did 2 out of 5 become great? Just saying. He's had quarterbacks like Baker Mayfield, which we saw how that went. Baker was good for a couple years and everything, but under his tutelage, everything fizzled out. It wasn't all his fault. I'm not saying that, but Baker did move on, and people thought he was a bust because of his ending in Cleveland and everything, and then how he went to the Panthers. But guess what? He's with Tampa Bay, doing really good the past couple years. Just saying. And then the Deshaun Watson situation, I can't put that all on Stefanski, but at the same time, I'm saying this. People has done more with less. There have been other teams, head coaches who has done more with less. So I don't want to hear about that, the players that's in front of him. Bill Belichick is a guy who has done more with less. Tom Brady was a guy that was in the 6th round. You know what I mean? Look at a lot of players that was Julian Edelman. He wasn't a first-round draft pick. He's a person who does more with less. Kevin Stefanski hasn't done that. Like I said, on the times that he had the, coach of the year, that one year he had 23. Deshaun Watson played 6 games, a lot of injury problems. So I can't put that on him. But you had Joe Flacco, Joe Flacco was a solid veteran. Just saying. If you want to talk about the quarterbacks he had, look at the Falcons this year. We had Kirk Cousins and then injured Michael Penix Jr. We still won 8 games. We still was a game or 2 off of making the playoffs that we should have done, in my opinion. I just don't see why people put Kevin Stefanski with the Falcons. Like I said, if you are a person who complained a little bit about Raheem Morris, whatever, his pants, his clock management, which I understand. you can't be a fan of hiring Kevin Stefanski for the Falcons. If you complain anything of that about Raheem Morris, you can't say that. You can't at all be on board for the Falcons bringing Kevin Stefanski. I just can't see it. I just can't see it. Like I said, the Falcons need to go otherwise. If the Falcons choose him, it would be a very disappointing hire. And guess what? Those new jerseys, those red helmets everybody want, will mean nothing. Will mean nothing. The hire of Matt Ryan, it will mean nothing. Nothing will matter. Because guess what? In 2 seasons again, maybe 3. He may even give Kevin Stefanski 3 seasons. We'll be right back here again, trying to find another head coach, trying to find somebody who can bring identity to the Atlanta Falcons, because that's what we need. He has not brought no identity at all to the Cleveland Browns. 5-6 years, look how many losing seasons. He only had 2 winning seasons in the whole time he was there, and you want him into Atlanta. Come on now. Again, we need something different. I think Clint Kubiak is the guy that we need. Great offensive mind. Yeah, he's soft-spoken. He's not a loud, raw type person. But, hey, Bill Belichick wasn't either at first. He's a man of less words. Just saying. But let me know what y'all think. Are y'all on the same boat as me is thinking Kevin Stefanski is not the guy for the Atlanta Falcons? And guess what? I'm open to being wrong. I'm not a person that think, hey, this is my final decision. But I'm saying this. I'm very strong on this decision thing. He is not the head coach for the Atlanta Falcons. I do think that we should do a better option. We can do better. Mike McDaniels will be better. I'm just saying. But let me know what you think, and let's talk about it.
There's a list of asses that I like to whip in this timeline.